Like when you backtest, you start to see that a lot of combinations, a lot of things are not profitable at all. Like they're really bad. And so you need to know what is good, what is bad, and based on your backtesting, that's where you know what is good and what is bad. So today is checkout day in Da Nang, so I'm gonna leave this place. I have the whole day to go around the city and work a little bit, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's go check out and go outside. So working on a rooftop bar once again. Inside because there's a lot of noise outside. And I got an email that kind of pisses me off. It shows how much crap there is in the trading industry overall. And I don't want to make this negative. I want to make sure I help and I provide some value here. This is an email from Jay who is saying that he had a hard time finding a profitable strategy online. So he bought a couple of strategies on different websites, including things like, this is insane, the Max trading system, the Forex strategy secrets, the Forex basic plus system, and so on. Now, just with those names, I kind of feel like those strategies are not really well developed and not reliable, based on the fact that most strategies don't have these kind of names, and those have probably been developed only to be sold. Like, think about my strategy, and I don't sell my strategy at all, but the names like Bonjour Ben Reversal has to do with the tool I use and how I use it. If you're gonna create something called the Forex trading secret strategy and the basic plus method, that's kind of weird, isn't it? I don't know. I find it kind of weird. Let's go on with the email. So what happened is he probably reached out to the people who sold strategies, and two things they told him was, first of all, you didn't trade long enough. So like you went through a drawdown and didn't wait enough for it to recover, which can happen, like it's normal. But that's when you need to recognize what's a drawdown, that's like part of the strategy, and an unusual drawdown, which is not part of the strategy, which happens and kind of goes against the strategy. That's where you have to stop a little bit, reevaluate. Might not be needed all the time, but if you need it, then you can change things, because there's no point of trading a strategy that goes through an unusual drawdown that you didn't expect and that is like way beyond what's supposed to happen. That's not good. Now the other thing was told is that he didn't trade the system right. So like, let's say he was not following the rule, which also can happen. Like that's totally typical. People buy strategies or take course and they don't follow the rules. It happens very frequently. Now here's the kind of reality check. Even myself, over 5 years of trading, I've never reached a 100% compliance level. I've never been perfect on the rules. I've never had no mistakes. I always make mistakes on a not daily basis but frequently, and I've been able to achieve only like an 85 to 90% compliance level. 85 to 90% of the time, sometimes a little bit above depending on the month, I'm compliant and I do everything right. But there's this 5% where either I make a mistake, I forget to do something, or I take a trade that was not supposed to be taken. And that's just part of it. You have to accept it. In every single business you have, or every single job you do, there's mistakes. And your job is to reduce them, of course. But that is why you want to track what's a mistake, classify it, mistake, and good trade. So well done. And I know straight away when I make a mistake, this is a mistake, okay? Comes to the mistake category. And I try to see at the end of the month, or at the end of the quarter, whatever, what is my performance compared to the strategy, and try to see what would have I gotten if I had respected all the strategy and be perfect on that strategy. And if I'm too far off from the actual result to the strategy result, there's something wrong and I need to correct something. If I'm not too far off, I kind of accept it as a cost of business. But I'll always try to improve no matter what. I'll try to become better and better the next day or the next quarter or whatever. Now the bad thing and the thing that's kind of frustrating about this is that he was told that the trades he took, which respected the plan, were not really valid for like some weird reason. Like they came up with something that he wasn't told before and made it like a reason for not taking the trade. So let's say the strategy shows the rules, and then you look at the results of the person and you just say, oh well, you shouldn't trade that. There was like a news or there was like a rain that day, so don't trade that day. And then you come up with answers like justify the result or justify the bad result of a strategy. And that to me is really frustrating. Like, cannot believe that people do this. And so Jay was asking also how to create a strong strategy based on like the framework I have. So I sent him the link and stuff. I'll put the link below. It's an article on how to create a strong strategy. which you can go through and which is going to be useful. Now, the first time I replied to this, I told Jay that creating a strategy was easy, and I still believe it's easy. But don't get this wrong. I can probably create something in one day, and I've done it before. I had an idea like the day before, started to backtest in the morning, add some more factors, and would have something profitable by the end of the day. That happens. Now, don't get it wrong, because it doesn't mean that you can trade anything and it's going to be profitable. Like when you backtest, you start to see that a lot of combinations, a lot of things are not profitable at all. Like they're really bad. And so you need to know what is good, what is bad, and based on your backtesting, that's where you know what is good and what is bad. But people who say like all systems are profitable, it's just a psychology that has to be mastered, please, it's false. That's not the principle. The principle is it's easy if you go through the process, but it doesn't mean that everything's profitable and that you can trade anything you want and focus on being disciplined and being the master. Please forget this. So I just want to conclude this here, and I'm gonna finish working, and I'll catch you guys back down because I think we have to. Yeah, it's gonna be lunchtime pretty soon. So the question is, what should you eat on your last day in Vietnam? Yeah, so work done. Now let's eat some local food before leaving Vietnam. Pretty good. Now I'll be the first to admit that the last couple of hours in the place are never the best ones. After you like check out and stuff, you cannot go very far and you cannot do much. So I'm just gonna spend that time to work before I get to the airport, and I'll make that very quick. And welcome back. We are at the Da Nang International Airport, where I just bought a highly expensive coffee, $4.50 for an Americano. But it's gonna be good to reply to some email, finish some work, and wait for the flight. Funny thing here is the airport only has prices in USD for some reason. Like they don't put the price in Vietnamese dong. I guess it would be too many dong, like it's so expensive, everything here. So maybe that's the reason why, but it's just.
Thank you,
And that's it, made it to Hong Kong finally at 9:30 p.m. Now the only problem is that the bags are apparently delayed, so I'll have to wait a little bit to walk around the airport, which is fine, we'll wait. Everything's like so clean and so efficient here, it's crazy. So I've been out of the custom in like 5 minutes, which is pretty insane. Let's pick up the suitcase and then find how to get to the place I'm going to be staying at. As always, the first step when you land somewhere is to withdraw some money, which I did, and now let's take the Airport Express to go to Hong Kong Island. This is probably the most modern and the best subway when you go from the airport in Hong Kong to downtown, and they even have Wi-Fi, which I think they didn't have before, so that's pretty cool. Time to catch up on stuff. And I just made it to Hong Kong in this Airbnb. That's gonna be the plan for the next couple of days, I think 5 or 6 days. Give a like if you enjoyed the video today. Comment below with your thoughts as always. If you're in Hong Kong or have any suggestion of things to do, comment as well. I wanna know for sure. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Ciao.